One. Hey guys, welcome back to the For the Badge podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Andres, and I'm joined with Elijah and Diego today. And time of filming, we're filming on Sunday, and so the Premier League week has almost wrapped up, except for tomorrow's game against West Ham versus Bournemouth. But a lot of stuff has happened this weekend for the Premier League. Specifically injuries, not a lot of drama, but injuries has happened, and a lot of those injuries are going to be affecting the World Cup. So right now we are going to be talking about that. So
context-wise, I think everyone knows by now if you're watching this, but the World Cup is in winter this year, starting the day before my birthday, November 20th in Qatar, which is wildly different.
A little shout out to yourself.
I just stick that in. Just for those I want to say happy birthday. It's like but yeah, so it's in winter in Qatar, which is very different because every year, I think since almost its creation, it's been in summer. So, which is definitely different because, as we've seen, no one's had to deal with this before, right? With this workload. So, a lot of injuries. Reece James, Diogo Jota, Ngolo Kante. I'm sure there's more. I can't think of more off the top of my head. Possibly Richarlison. Do we know if he's going to be okay?
They say he's going to be fine for the World Cup, but he might be kind of still a little recovering. So don't know if he's fully fit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so these injuries and never dealt with the workload before. Is this kind of showing us that the World Cup absolutely needs to be in summer, regardless of circumstance? Should they have waited one more summer just to wait till the end of this season, or I don't know? What do you guys think?
I thought they put it in the winter because it's too hot in Qatar to do the summer.
I think so too. It was that. It was, we don't know what the COVID climate is going to be by this time in the year. I think if we did over summer, I think it would have been fine. But they just wanted to be safe. Yeah, that could be true too. But that also.
I'm actually pretty sure it was because of the heat.
Okay, it was just heat. COVID usually has to push it back, but.
Yeah, but I'm looking it up, and most of them are saying because it'll be 100 degrees Fahrenheit or over 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the summer, which is insane if you want to play that.
Right.
These 90-minute games. So I think it was purposely planned to be moved to the winter. But whether you want to take into COVID or not, I think it still should be in the summer. Although I get it here. Actually, the summer part I get. But then don't choose Qatar. There's a lot of reasons why I shouldn't have chosen Qatar.
We won't get into that.
That's a whole different topic.
If you want humans to be humans, I think maybe you shouldn't have put in Qatar.
If love is love, Qatar shouldn't have been the host of the World Cup.
Money talks. And FIFA loves money.
Money talks. You saw Harry Kane. He's gonna wear the rainbow captain's armband, regardless of if he gets fined or not for it.
Oh yeah, this is completely off topic. It's on topic, but off topic of what we wrote on our notes. But did you guys see the apparent leak in what the rules of conduct was for guests who were visiting Qatar for the World Cup?
I feel like I just saw, they have to download something. I saw. I know they have to download some spyware thing on their phone.
No, it might have been that, but also there's a thing no hugging outside, Dude. Yeah, it was some whack stuff.
If Japan pulls off a shocker against Belgium or something, right? And the Japanese fans are hugging outside the stadium, they're gonna get fucking shot down.
No, yeah.
What do you mean no hugging?
It was no. It was a lot of homophobic, racist, not good stuff that I don't want to.
Yes. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
It was just bad all around, but apparently Qatar or whatever, FIFA said that it was fake, but after that, I don't know. But I doubt it actually was fake.
Really just goes to show should never be in Qatar.
Should never been in Qatar.
No, I know at one point beer wasn't gonna be sold.
And that's not a horrible thing.
No, but I don't know. I feel like if you're a fan going over there, the least you could do is have a beer at a game, which they changed around now. They're gonna sell beer, but the whole country with or the whole it's basically the religion of the Islamic religion, but not they don't want anything LGBTQ. They're not. They've explicitly said they're not in support of it. and stuff like that. I don't know. Why is the World Cup in
I
Qatar?
just want
Money.
two players on one of the teams celebration. They start making out. Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh my
That
god.
would be amazing.
Diego wants that
I'm
every
just-
game. Diego wants that every game, not just the World Cup.
I'm just saying. Imagine the middle finger you would be giving to Qatar.
It's true though. It's
And what are you gonna
It
do?
would be,
What are you
but
gonna do? You can't ship them out.
it's
Denmark.
like I'm not
if
even
you
gonna say that.
guys, I sent it to the group chat, but Denmark's the kits.
the kids.
Almost responsive, right? Like they're doing the most minimalistic kits possible, just solid color, essentially, because they don't want to be seen in protest, right? Which is great. I think it's fantastic. I think most teams should do that.
Absolutely.
It's actually a cool kit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's a sick kit. It's like, it's a sick kit. Like none of these teams want to be playing in Qatar. Let's be honest. They want to play in the World Cup, but they don't want to be playing in Qatar. Or like a lot of them have to be worried for their lives. Like a lot of fans too. Like any LGBTQ fans, which there's a lot. You might not think it, but there's a lot in the world of football.
Yeah,
like, they're not going to want to go over there and like worry about not being able to like love each other when they're watching football. Like,
and what's crazy is like, if I remember correctly, in Qatar, like there's the president, or not the president, I don't know what you call him, whatever, the dude in the leading position of the country, he's basically like, I think when he mentioned, basically outright said like completely against, like he's homophobic and all that stuff. But what I want to know what their response is if they do see someone do that. Like let's be honest, it's gonna happen. Okay, it's not like you're gonna have thousands and hundreds of thousands of people come and not hug each other or do something that they don't like. What's the response?
Or there's not going to be an LGBT couple in there. Yeah. No. Like,
like are those fans going to disappear off the internet? I think we know what happened.
Like what's going to happen? Because like this is the World Cup. This is literally the biggest sporting event, if not event, to happen for the world. Literally, more than half the world watches it, which is billions of people. And they can't. It's weird because like everyone's watching the country now at this point. They can't punish these people for doing it, or they're going to be shut down by social media, which would elevate to people in power, like different football associations, which could elevate to like the UN, like things like that. And I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. I think they'll want to do something. I think doesn't mean they won't do anything. Just because they can't doesn't mean they won't do anything. But yeah, I saw it's kind of similar to but Iran's in the World Cup, and there's been talks of them being booted because of the protests going on right now. With I don't know if you guys know, but all the protests right now, it's essentially the woman, the law is you have to wear a hijab. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. You have to wear a hijab outside, at least I'm pretty sure. And women are protesting it, and of course the state is trying to fight them over it, leading to deaths of teenage girls and assaults and worse, like things like that. So they might get booted for it. So I just want to bring that up. It's kind of off topic, but yeah, I mean, just things like that. It's like human rights and love and things like that take precedent over football. Any scenario, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So yeah, I want to see how the world reacts. I think it's gonna be great. I think there's gonna be players speaking up about it, like I said, Harry Kane with the captain's armband and stuff like that. I'm just very curious what's gonna happen. It adds to the overhype of it, but not in a way it should be, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, good news is 2026. It's here, so we don't got to worry about all that stuff.
Come on.
Positive note. Only got to deal with it for 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying it doesn't exist. Not saying it doesn't exist.
No. But it's way like you can do what you want to do here. You don't gotta worry.
For the most part, yeah. For the most
there's
part,
not going to be any.
in comparison to Qatar, we're heaven.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Oh, Texas is close. Texas is close. If we're being honest,
Texas, red state's gonna be. I don't want to get. No, we're not getting political. I said we're not getting political.
We're gonna have to do the hashtag gun control again.
Yeah.
That's a reference to our last podcast. We'll make a clip of it so people know what we're talking about.
This went so off topic. We were talking about injuries. We were talking about players' workloads and injuries.
Oh yeah, let's go. Well, okay. Anyways, let's go back to the main topic at hand. That is in our notes: injuries. How are they going to affect their respective national teams?
I think they're gonna suck. I think these players that are getting injured, like, are important players, and overall affects the World Cup in general. You want to see these players perform, especially like okay, Diogo Jota. I don't know. I don't remember how big he was back in the last World Cup, how big of a name he was, but now he's a pretty big Portuguese name, and he'd be a key member of the team, right? And he's not going to be in it. And Ngolo Kante, he won the World Cup last time, and like everyone loves Ngolo Kante.
The curse will continue. That's my prediction. The curse will continue.
I agree, to be honest. And he can't play, and everyone wants to see him play. Like, who doesn't love short little Ngolo Kante running around? And then I think for me, most as a Chelsea, what? Anyways,
what?
For me as a Chelsea fan, I think a lot of English fans too, like Reece James is a big one, because this would be his first World Cup, and he's the best player on Chelsea, like easily best player on Chelsea.
Oh,
and
damn.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like, he impacts Chelsea the most when he's in the game, and him not being able to be there for England, which is, it's kind of okay for them because they have so many right back options. But I don't know.
Ben Johnson. Just kidding. I'm kidding. There was a joke made in our group chat.
It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke.
At the time, it was not a joke. And then I saw his performance against a certain team, and I retract. I just want to make it official right now. I retract that statement, and I apologize to everyone who's above Ben Johnson. No offense, Ben Johnson. Just
for context, I sent the post that Reece James wasn't going to be in the World Cup. And Andres said, Ben Johnson, call up Ben Johnson. And that was one of the worst takes I've heard in my life. Oh, speaking of a bad take, my friend's friend told me that his friend told him.
A lot of people to try. There's 4 different people involved in this story.
Well, the final person, he's Scottish, and he says currently Scotland is better than England. And I was blown back by that. I was blown back by that statement. That was the most shocking thing I've heard in my life.
Well, didn't England beat Scotland in the Euros last 2 years ago?
Scotland's not good. Not saying they're not good, but they're not England.
They're not England level. No way.
Hell no.
It's coming home. But
I also want to add something real quick about the injuries. Yep. I don't know. Did you mention Kyle Walker is also injured?
I didn't. I didn't.
Kyle Walker
is he for sure not? Is he for sure not going to be in the World Cup?
It says he faces a race against time to be fit.
I thought Reece James is too. Reece James also.
No, Reece James is out. He's out.
No, because he posted that he might be able to make it too. I thought
maybe, but like they confirmed he's going to be out through the World Cup because it's a long process. Damn, at least like 8 weeks. 8 weeks of recovery is what Chelsea announced.
Yeah, but it just depends. Every injury is different for every player. Some go faster. I mean, we had Lucas Paqueta had an injury scare for us. Like he was originally thought he was gonna be out for the World Cup, and then it turns out it was an issue with his clavicle, like some ligament, and doctors or initial thoughts was he was gonna be out for like a couple months, but it turns out it was just a minor injury. But like it just depends on every player and how their process goes, because like Reece James can come back with like 2 weeks before the World Cup and still go. So
I don't think it's gonna happen though. 2 weeks. 2 weeks for the World Cup is 2 weeks. Is 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, and also
it's that close. I keep forgetting.
Stress is out as well.
Oh, that's he might. I think I've seen when he was hurt. He might be back, but I know he won't be back for Roma in time. But I thought I saw there's a chance he could be back for the World Cup.
Because I was seeing like Argentina are also stressing about Di Maria, which would be massive if he has an injury that he's dealing with, and Netherlands are going to be missing Wijnaldum, who is an important player for their team as well. So
that's right.
It's some like I don't know. I don't know if I said this to you guys before. I think Netherlands might be the strongest European team right now. And
who?
I know Netherlands.
Oh,
yeah. Give me a team that's strong.
That was out of the blue.
That came out of us. Wow.
I mean, France. I think France is stronger. I think.
I think England's stronger.
I mean, wait, like position per position, sure, but if we're talking form, no way in hell.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's different.
It
Stronger
doesn't
is
really
different, though.
matter.
And
it doesn't
better
really
form's different than
matter about
stronger.
form. No, because it's the
Why does it not
national team.
matter?
It doesn't, because you have such a big gap between games. It doesn't matter because you can come back with a completely new frame of mind going into the.
I guarantee you, France are going to be the exact same as they are right now. Same with England. I can bet you that right now.
Yeah, no, but
They're
you
not
can
gonna
say the
call
same
for-
thing about England before the Euros 2 years ago, as they came in looking
Don't
horrible.
tell Andres
and
you
then
can
they went
bet
to
on
the
that.
final.
Don't tell Andres you can bet on that because he
You
would.
would.
He would.
He would.
I
That's
would.
true.
I would.
That's true.
No, but you
But
can't.
anyways, besides the point.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I that's my opinion. I think they've looked the strongest and are the most consistent. But that's besides the point. My point is, some of the strongest teams like Argentina, who I think the favorites for me, England, who are very strong and missing a lot of players, and Netherlands and France, as you said. These are some teams that their whole World Cup is going to be altered by these injuries. And I'm being honest, I would, if I were one of those, especially someone from that country, I would be a little pissed that the chance of a World Cup could be just gone like that because two of my best players or one of my players or whatever is going to be out.
I mean, not only do we have to deal with the whole Qatar situation, which we just discussed, we have to deal with it potentially not seeing a lot of the players that we want to see. I want to see all these players in World Cup. I want to see how they perform at this level. I want to see Diogo Jota. I want to see Reece James. Things like that. But we can't even have that, which kind of sucks because I think back to the whole idea of workload being too much because it's in winter, which is what we can tell, right? It's just, it sucks. That's it. It sucks.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Although let's be honest, we weren't seeing Reece James. He wasn't going to start. But yeah, it's gonna suck.
No, he was definitely gonna play right.
No,
back.
he was
I
mean, 100%.
Southgate was gonna play right.
Trippier was playing. Trippier was playing over him.
Brother, it's Southgate. My man's gonna play anywhere.
What do you mean?
I don't think
Trippier's
no.
It's not like I'm not arguing with Diego saying oh yeah, Trippier should start right back. It's just Southgate's gonna put Reece James at right back. It's just what he does.
In all fairness, games are what 2
days
apart. They're not gonna start every game.
Euros. No, he didn't though. Trippier started in the Euros.
Reece James started.
Well, in the final, Trippier started. What are you talking about?
Oh. In all fairness, though.
And how did that work out for England?
Reece James wasn't the player then he is now.
They got to the finals
because Reece James was right back.
Reece James is a much better player than he is now. Than he was then. I think Reece James is the strongest option they have right back. You see what he does at Chelsea.
I still think Trippier would have started.
Not saying Trippier is bad or is not good, or maybe not as good. But I think Reece James, if he didn't get hurt, Reece James is arguably better than Trippier right now. Not to say
better than the whole defensive back line.
Thank you.
I mean, anyone's.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying.
Be honest here.
Oh yeah, no, the second star Maguire, but
Maguire for England's not horrible. He's better. He's better than England than United a little bit, not by much.
Bad is better than horrible. Still bad.
I said better. I'm just trying to give him some confidence. All right,
Fair.
I need my money.
I mean, like you said, to be fair, the games are what 3 days apart. Trippier's not gonna start every game. We're probably gonna see a restart at least. He's not gonna be in the World Cup, but if he was the World Cup, we would see him start. Why are we arguing over this? Why was this?
No.
Playing in the World
Cup. No. But let's be honest. It's England's group. You can rest your players on the third day, on the third game. Let's be honest. Their group, they can rest their players and play their strongest squad the first 2 games. 3 days is 3 days is a big enough gap for players to rest, especially because it's at the height. They're at the height of the season. They're all fully going. 3 days is perfectly fine because they're still playing 3 days. The top clubs are still playing 3 games in a week, so it's
sure, good point.
They'll be okay. But yeah, let's we went full on World Cup.
We've been on it for 20 minutes. For 20 minutes.
Hey, it's okay. It's all right. I keep forgetting that it's a month away. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's we got time. Oh.
You wanna go to Ronaldo and then bring up MLS at the end? Keep it in tune and then okay. All right, so let's bring up Ronaldo. So for those that don't know, I mean, there's been a lot of turmoil recently. Let's be frank here. Since Ten Hag has come in, there's been a lot of turmoil with Ronaldo and their past game. No, the game before Chelsea, Ronaldo was on the bench per usual, and Ten Hag wanted to bring him in. He refused to come in, and he left the bench before the game was even over. He left Old Trafford before the game was over.
That's a reverse Kepa.
Fair. And then as a result of that, Ten Hag took him out of team training and he told him he was not on the team against Chelsea. So yeah, like what does that mean? Should players be able to do that? Who's in the wrong here?
You're a player.
Like, right.
I don't care who you are. I know Ronaldo is one of
Roy
the best
Keane
in the world.
Oh, bro, Roy Keane got me fired up.
Yeah. Roy Keane was on Ronaldo's side for context, by the way. He was saying that. Because Roy Keane's done crap like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scottish. What'd you do in your career? Absolutely nothing.
He's not Scottish.
He isn't. What?
He's Irish. He's Irish.
Even worse. Get the fuck out of here, Roy. I have nothing against Irish people. It's just funny. But yeah, no, I don't care who the hell you are. You can't say, "Oh, I'm not going in." It's like, what? Your job is to play. You're getting paid to play, so you're going in when the manager says to go in. You can be mad about it.
Like, what's his end goal here? He obviously
to leave.
I wouldn't say he wants to leave per se. I think he wants more game time, but at this point they want him to leave. At this point, they want him to leave, and he wants to leave. But as of, I think, a couple of days ago, since summer, they haven't found a single suitor besides that one, I think it was like Saudi Arabian team who were prepared to offer him like crazy number, like 8 million a week or something like that.
Yeah, well, guess what?
He's not gonna go play there. Like
we talked about this a couple weeks ago at the whole Ronaldo situation before he did this. Ronaldo isn't good anymore. I don't care. Speed can come at me.
That's a
Ronaldo, no. Ronaldo
is
like don't get me like he's not shit. Like don't get me wrong, he's not shit. But like he's not as good as he thinks he is at the moment. Like he thinks he should be playing every game because he's in form. He's Ronaldo. It's not that's not the case. Rashford is doing better than you. Therefore, Rashford plays over you. But he thinks he's Ronaldo. He should be playing every game. And Ronaldo needs to get humbled a bit, and his ego needs to drop a little bit because guess what, buddy? You're in your 30s, you're not as good as you used to be, and you're not playing that well. So get humbled. Play with the under 21s.
I mean, like players on the bench players on the bench are there like, and we've seen great bench players like provide a great output. I mean, look at Galaxy striker. There you go. Jovic. It was like 9 goals off the bench,
bro. Against LAFC, his second touch of the game was a goal. It was ridiculous.
In my sophomore year of high school, I was a big impact off the bench. Like, just kidding.
Elijah, no.
Just kidding. That was the whole thing. I just want to get to that joke. That's it.
That's the setup.
That was it. That was the setup there.
I have to say that
you made me pull out my wire on my headphones because I stopped the table.
I just want to add that
an impactful sub.
Ronaldo, the way he's approached this is so poor in the sense of a leadership role, in the sense of his experience. He has had plenty of time in the Real Madrid team where he was the star, and he had players on the bench who did what he should be doing right now, where they came off and they provided. God's sake, Gareth Bale came off the bench in the UCL final to score a bicycle kick to win them that final.
I mean, look at Benzema.
Look at Benzema.
Congrats,
exactly.
Benzema. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Been in the shadow of Ronaldo, and then showed the world what's up.
Yeah. Anyways, Ronaldo, I'm just so disappointed. And people who are like defending Ronaldo, I mean, there's the ones that are so biased that they are clouding their own judgment. But the people who are defending Ronaldo, like your Roy Keanes and your other people like that, like, come on, man. You're just defending him because he's Ronaldo. You're not actually seeing it as if it was a player that you didn't, I'm not going to say that, you didn't love, then you're just going to stand by the club side because no player is bigger than the club. That's just straight up
Right.
everywhere. No player is bigger than the club. You can be Ronaldo and you're not bigger than the club. Get
Literally.
man
There's
up.
no player
and-
bigger than the club.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have more followers than the club, but you're not big.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, are we surprised? No. Messi
No.
wouldn't do this. Sorry.
My goat. My goat. Messi didn't do this to Barcelona. He tried to
wouldn't
make
do
it. He
this.
tried to stay.
Hate to say it, but yeah, it shows the greatness in character. Adds to the greatness of their overall legacy. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. Great point.
Um,
That was top class.
Thank you.
Elijah. I love that.
thank you. Thank you.
Basically, moral of the story is Messi's better than Ronaldo at the
Yeah.
end. Final debate.
That's where we got
We're
to.
done.
That's where we're trying to get that. All right. Well, I think we should move on to a different league now. I think
Back
in the
over
current
Atlantic.
yeah, exactly. The current climate of what's happening over here. MLS playoffs are happening, which we went over in our last episode. If you watched that, so real quick before we go to our main topic, let's go over everyone's predictions and how they've
it
come so
was
far.
so
we have
good.
the conference
Diego
final
United
set.
was so good till
The
that.
conference final set,
Yes.
and I go with my first. I'm not even that mad about it. I don't care. I did pretty good in the Western Conference. LAFC was the top.
You
The
just
only
picked
one-
underdogs.
I don't care. The only one in the Western Conference that I didn't get right was Nashville. I thought Nashville was going to be Galaxy. But Galaxy beat Nashville, and then we ended up being Galaxy. But everything else, I was right. I had FC Dallas against Austin FC in the conference semis, and Austin won. So it's LAFC, Austin FC in the conference finals. Eastern, I was the top half. I was okay. I was accurate with the top half. I had Cincinnati beating Red Bulls and then losing to Philadelphia. The bottom half was just a shitter. I got both wrong. I put Miami in. I put 2 underdogs over, and both lost. So, yeah, that's all right. I'm not mad. I'm pretty content with what I have.
Well, I had a flawless one until the quarters. I had Galaxy beating LAFC, but that did not happen because Galaxy forgot how to defend for a solid minute. And then I had Montreal winning over New York City FC because I thought the Canadians could pull an upset, but they did not. So I got 2 wrong so far, and hopefully Philadelphia wins the whole thing, but I think they probably will. But I think the big match involving us 3 is LAFC LA Galaxy because Diego's a Galaxy fan, Elijah's an LAFC fan, and I'm middle because I have issues with picking on who's my favorite team because my favorite player of all time is Chicha, and he went to Galaxy. But I loved LAFC before he came, but I have my allegiance.
Elijah.
Elijah, let's just say when the game was over, Elijah was not happy to hear what I had to say about the game, and he lost a brother after that game.
He lost a brother.
It's a difficult situation. If you went to LAFC, I would love LAFC even more, but Galaxy tickets are cheaper, and I can see my boy Chicha more often. So,
Yes, that's fair. Yeah,
But,
your predictions. Oh, sorry.
oh, predictions, yeah, there you go. Diego, you're up.
I had the exact same as Andres with the exact same predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you want to know why, Elijah? Do I tell you why? I can tell you why. I can let you know if you want to. If you want to know. If you don't, it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I said go ahead.
Because we didn't choose the underdogs. He made the upsets.
No matter what you say, I don't think I'm in the right for choosing underdog. So be it. I do not care.
But you statistically were.
Story.
Because
I don't care.
didn't win.
I want underdog to win. I don't care. So be it.
Wait, but the brackets isn't about who you want to win. The brackets is about who you think's gonna win. That's what a bracket is.
Fun.
I
trying to have
I
fun.
just
That's why I
wanna-
have fun. That's why I have
I
fun.
just want to interject right here. Moral of the story is Diego and I are just better analysis of the game than Elijah because we got it
Better
more
analysis
correct.
of the game.
Yeah,
Regardless of our difference, you guys spent 20 minutes.
This is going back to last week's podcast, but we spent solid 15-20 minutes on figuring out who was gonna do it. Elijah
Give
just
them a
said he
job.
was
Someone
done
hire
after a
them.
minute.
Someone hire them. Someone hire them. Holy
Honestly,
smokes.
ESPN, let me know. Let me know. Fox Sports West, let me know. I'm better than Donovan.
Proud of you guys.
I got
I'm
hair.
proud of you guys.
I'm better than Donovan.
I'm proud of you guys. You guys should feel
Love you,
accomplished.
Donovan, but I
You
got
guys should
hair.
feel
I win.
accomplished. You guys deserve it. Good job, guys.
No,
Proud of you.
but yeah, we really should. We spent the time and effort into it, and you're just upset because all your predictions.
I'm
were
not even
essentially
upset. Diego's more
almost
proud than I
as he
am. I don't
raises
really
his
care.
voice.
I'm upset about that comment. Not
I'm
about
not
the whole thing. I
upset.
don't
You're
care.
just being mean. Stop. That's what
I'm sorry,
hearing
Andres.
from you.
Andres, I can show you the text where the whole time you're like, "It's MLS. I don't care. It's just MLS. Relax."
Yeah,
You don't even
it's-
care that much, so don't act like it's a big deal to you.
No, it's not. I just like making fun of you because you get all worked up about it.
I'm not even worked up about the fact that I got the predictions wrong. I couldn't care less about it. It's just you guys don't need to act like you're better than me. So be it.
But we are because we got it better.
Okay.
We got it more
Good for
accurate.
you. Good for
We
you.
are better. We're
It's the
it's
first
like
time you
it's,
could say that, Andres. It's the
Whoa,
first time you
whoa.
could say that. What team are you wearing? What team are you wearing right now?
West
What team are
Ham.
you wearing right now?
Also, I can say I'm way better at football than you are. So
That's
But
fair. You
Miles.
played your whole life. I played 1 year.
I didn't. I played when I was 12 and since 12. But you said I
More
couldn't
relaxed
say
than I
that I
am.
was better than you than anything else, and then I just did. So you know.
Let's go back on topic. Let's go back on topic.
No,
But-
okay. So the highlight of that tournament is essentially over already because the LAFC LA Galaxy game has already ended, and Elijah's team was the victor. Thoughts on the game, Elijah, from an LAFC fan point of view?
I had fun. I think it's really all. I think it's really all you can say from it. From my other side, like it's what matters most. It was a great game. I mean, the favorites won. Like both teams came in with their own positives and negatives, and I think like I don't know. It wasn't that shocking of a result. I feel to me, but it wasn't shocking of a game either. It was like a great game and like not one filled with the most controversy. Of course, every big game like that's going to have some, but it was a mostly clean game, through and throughout. And yeah, I think, like I said, everyone had fun watching it, and that's what matters.
It was a fun game, 100%. It was a fun game. I want to give a shout out to Jovic. I know we already talked about him, but I want to give him some credit because I Chicharito rightfully is starting over him. But any other player, and he probably starts just because of how good he's been off the bench. And I don't know if you guys know this. He is a top chess player. Like he's in the top 500 of chess players in the world.
What? That's so random, but I respect it.
I know. It is.
I respect that.
So he's not only an elite chess player.
Chess on the bench.
No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
We got players out here getting banned for smoking, and my man was playing chess on the bench.
That's pretty hype, actually. Oh yeah.
So that was an interesting fact. So anyway, shout out to JN.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah.
with
I was
that,
gonna say my perspective because I'm a mutual
ahead.
technically. It was a very shit game.
Wait. You said you're a mutual or a neutral?
Mutual,
it's a neutral.
Like,
I mean,
no, like
neutral.
we lost our co-host. We lost one of our co-hosts. Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm back.
All right. Well, I was about to give my perspective on the match as a neutral/mutual fan. Mutual because whatever.
Yeah, that's what I said too, dude. That's how I looked at him too. I think isn't just neutral.
Neutral/mutual. I'm not great at grammar, but anyways, I thought it was a shit game from a soccer point of view. Purely because there's so many moments there's so many moments in that game where I was like,
it's the MLS.
I know that's what I'm saying. The amount of times I saw the Galaxy defender kick the ball twice in the air because he shanked it both times, just had me dying.
But that's the beauty of the MLS. That's why you watch it.
The beauty of it. My bad.
Yeah.
And then the goal, the corner that was conceded to LAFC for the game winner. That was just poor defending on Koulibaly's part. But no, I thought it was entertaining to an extent. Time went by pretty fast, I must admit, on the time. It was a fitting end. I think LAFC deserved the win because the second half they came out pretty strong. Galaxy had chances, they just couldn't put it away, and then LAFC had the better chance and they were able to slot it through. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Fair.
Raheem Edwards, you suck. I can play over you.
Amen, brother. Get rid of him.
What? From here was just
I will
good.
say-
What are you talking about?
No, he's don't get me wrong, he's good, but he plays like he's the most hated player in LA, and that like he's like the biggest player on the pitch, and like he plays like he's fucking Ronaldo that came to the MLS, and he's not. I hate him.
He's
Also,
literally
I
a
will have
top
you know,
left back
the
in the
first-
league.
The first save that we did on FM, I traded him right away.
Oh.
I got rid of him right away for
Yeah,
the right point.
I remember that.
I would say, Deo, this is like the first game that we both agreed on like the result and like how it went and all that. Like between LFC and Galaxy.
The MLS should use us as an example to show that LAFC and Galaxy fans
Union.
can come together.
I mean, notice how the
For
screen's set
games.
up right now. Notice how it's LAFC neutral Galaxy.
Wait, Elijah. Sorry, going back to that what you said, I cut out a little bit. What compared to the other ones, we disagreed on?
No, but I feel like more other times we both have disagreed at times on like how it ended and stuff like that. But this has been the most agreed we have been about fun game and it well.
I see. Yeah, no, I agree.
Who
It
deserved to
I
win,
think-
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun game. So honestly, I couldn't be too mad. It was a good game.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll use that to go into our last topic of the episode then. And this has been a topic that's been talked about for years now, if not decades. So, being MLS being an American league, we have tried to adopt sole American ideas, right? With the playoffs being the primary idea behind that, and the lack of promotion and relegation being the primary idea behind that. So I thought since we're doing it right now, we can bring this up. But should the MLS look to adopt the ways of other foreign leagues, like the ways you would normally think of when you think of football?
I think absolutely. I was actually talking with this with my brother. He was saying, like, talking about regular season, right, and how, and this happens in the NBA because I watch NBA as well as the sport I watch, and so it happens in the NBA. And I can't speak so much for maybe like baseball or hockey or whatever, but maybe you guys could agree or not. Is that while the regular games are still entertaining and fun, the fact that in Europe that they actually are the title race, they actually are games that will give you points to lead to winning, adds that extra extra edge to them that is just so nice. And especially in the MLS where it doesn't have like first leg, second leg, or like the NBA has like best of 7 or whatever. This doesn't, meaning you can play 38 games and then get knocked out in 1.
Right.
Like that is like, come on, that's so shitty. You play 38 long games, and yes, there's a supporters shield, but nobody cares about it because everybody wants the MLS, the real one at the end of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then that's knocked out in 1 game after 38 games. Like, come on, man. Europe is perfect. Promotion, relegation, playoffs if you like it in the Champions League, and cups, or you got the season-long 38-game endurance survival battle, like where everybody just has to do their best for 38 games. It's perfect. It's everything you want in a season. I think it's the perfect.
Talking about the whole regular season too, like because the MLS doesn't have promotion relegation and there's no fear of being the bad team means punishment.
Yeah.
Like at least in let's say the Premier League, like there's all these teams that are relegation candidates, right, fighting to stay in, and yes, that probably means less revenue less revenue, less fan stuff. But as it gears toward the end of the season, like it gets a little more amped up, a little more hype for these fans. Like they know they're going to be relegated, but they're saving on the last day. Everyone's watching the game, and they get all excited and stuff like that. You don't see that with MLS because you're just like, damn, we started off 0-3. We're going to be shit this year. We're not going to watch. Like we don't care anymore. Wait till next year. And you lose that with no promotion relegation. You don't have that within the USL, which is the second division of the American pyramid. You don't have the idea that, holy crap, if we do really good this year, we might be in the big league next year. No, we're going to wait till the MLS wants to grant our city a franchise in their league. It's not based on how good you're doing, based on how popular you are, things like that. And I don't know. The only way for the MLS to grow to the size they want to be, which I think they can be one day, they need to adopt European or foreign ways of life in football.
For me, it's the European system's good. Don't get me wrong; it's just not applicable to the American system purely because the way the leagues run is like you in Europe. You got Europa League qualification. You can fight for Europa Conference League, UEFA Champions League, right? You got those things. So it's not just first place you can fight for, right? You can also fight for 1 through 6 for it. In America, you got first place. That's it. Like you have CONCACAF Champions League. It's like, how are you gonna really divide that up? Like, it doesn't really matter a whole lot because the teams that qualify for it are kind of like weird every year. So it's like, you can adopt the system of relegation, promotion, but like, what happens if like LAFC like took off, right? So like they were like essentially like they could have been like the Man City of the MLS and just like were in the lead early on. And then no one catches them. There's no point in really watching the games anymore because you already know who won the league. It doesn't matter if what team finished second, third, fourth, and fifth or sixth.
Right.
But also that, and then also like with the way it's set up in the USL, it's like you have LA Galaxy 2, you got Atlanta United 2. Like you got all these different first teams, and then their second teams are in the USL. So that's kind of hard to like maneuver around because what happens if LA Galaxy second team gets promoted, then you got two LA Galaxy teams, but LA Galaxy...
That happens in other countries too, though. Germany and Italy are two prime examples of that, where Germany
I know
has
Barcelona had a second team, but they got relegated all the way down to the fourth tier or something like that.
Well, that's what I mean, though, is like the way it works in other leagues is that they can't get promoted to the same division as the top team. Like, so, but like Bayern Munich 2 is I think in the second division of Germany, if not third. But let's say if they were in the second division, no matter how good they do, they can't get promoted, and like the spot, a qualification spot or whatever, just goes one down below them. Like right, if they finish second, that normally would get promoted. The team in third would get promoted instead. So I mean, they could do that in the MLS. Like that would make sense.
Yeah, and then also you gotta think about the MLS has way more teams in the in the first division than they have in the Premier League, for example. Premier League has 20, the MLS has like 20 plus. So like, how would you divide that up into the USL, MLS division? Like, how many teams need to go up? And also like financially, like MLS is like kind of a new thing here, so it's like a new bigger thing, and a lot of these teams are getting money from like television broadcasts and all that. So it's like, well, are they gonna like go bankrupt because if they go down? You got to think about it that way too, like because they're not like financially well off. Like a lot of USL teams are relying on ESPN Plus coverages that they have, like deals with that, and like can they like financially hold on? So you got to think about that. Like you got to remember, like Europe has like a massive head start on America in terms of football competitions and the way everything's set up. But I think one day it's possible, don't get me wrong, but I think now it's not really feasible because the amount of teams there are and the amount of just the way the financial system's set up here.
I think it's fair to say you see it grow more.
I also want to add though, what about at least, I feel like personally, I think it would instantly be better if you at least added two-legged ties in the playoffs.
I agree with that.
That'd be fun. Like imagine two El Traficos. That'd be sick.
Right. Like imagine that ended 3-2, and now you got to go back to the Dignity Health Sports Park, and you got to play that. You could do away home rule. I don't know. Some people don't like that. That's fine. We can talk. That's a discussion. But at least two legs, I think that would instantly make it better and more fair. Because, like I said before, one game to eliminate you after 38 games is pretty shitty. I'm not really a big fan of that.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think a second, just to balance out. Yeah, that makes sense. A second. I mean, it's an easy way to adapt. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they're on a time crunch right now because of the World Cup. So, like, they got to just get it this season done over and over with. But here's an idea: linking up because they don't have the same season as they do, and they don't have the same transfer window. And I know they talked about this, but linking up the same season so it runs the same course as like Europe, so it's less.
They have to.
Or do you implement maybe the MLS joins like the Europa Conference League and stuff, possibly?
No.
Like, Like add it. You never know. Like add it as an international tournament. Like that would be.
I
Kinda
get
cool.
what you mean, and I think it should be a separate thing. Like, yeah, I mean, UEFA is UEFA. It's Europe like only, and I think it would kind of ruin the integrity of it almost. But I think they should have maybe a different. I know they have the Club World Cup. That's only like the top. That's only the winner of CONCACAF Champions League. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But they could have another tournament that intertwines with the MLS and other leagues too, like a bunch of different leagues too from other countries, like the Japanese league, the Aussie league, like things like that. So I do like the idea of that, but not conference league. I think it's,
So basically, an expanded Club World Cup,
Yeah.
not just
From
Club
every
World Cup, but
country,
like actually
essentially. Like a
Yeah.
mini
Yeah,
world,
yeah.
like a World Cup, essentially. It's just with all
yeah,
the
but
two
it would
teams,
be
two of the
hard.
best teams from every country. That would actually
It
be good. Two of the
It'd be
best teams
cool,
from
but
every
it'd be
country.
hard. It'd be
Yeah.
hard because they have to do that on top of a league, their international leagues, alongside international national teams, plus like off season. And it'd be kind of hard to. I'm sure they
Well,
could, but it'd be
well,
kind
they
of hard
could.
to maneuver that.
They could do intercontinental cups happen every 2 years, right? And then the women's cups happen every 3 years, and then the World Cup happens every 4. Just slap down the club cup in like the 3rd year with the women's. You can see what happens, and then also add a women's
Yeah.
World Cup thing with it, just to balance out and see what
Yeah.
happens.
I got you.
Something FIFA would have to test out instead of hosting a World Cup in Qatar.
There had been talks, I think, about I don't think it actually carries any weight, but getting rid of the Super Cup and replacing it with a 4-team like tournament playoff of the winner of the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and MLS, which is interesting. But I think it got too much backlash.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
mean,
that
you
much
could just do
like
Coca
that's
Cup
just money
Champions
at
League.
that point.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
money.
but then that's just a Club World Cup. Like,
yeah.
so, yeah. All right. Well, we're at a little under 50 minutes, so I think we should cap it there.
Yeah.
But those are our 9th episode running, almost at double digits, boys. Going strong, having a good time.
Yes, sir.
So thank you if you've gotten to this point. We hope if you have gotten to this point, we hope you return to watch or listen to the next one. Yeah, thank you guys for watching and listening. See ya.
Peace.